Omicron has been found in 19 U.S. states as I speak to you right now. It is clearly going to spread to far more than that. Now, if this were a substantially more lethal virus, sending more people into the hospital, if it were clear that it even evaded all of the vaccine or perhaps even natural immunity protective powers that we've relied on up to this point, or we've believed we could rely on up to this point, that would be cause for major concern. Now, it is early, and we don't know, and there'll be more information coming out soon. But what we know right now is that Omicron is looking like it may, emphasis on may, be a less dangerous form of COVID-19. And this often happens with viruses. They mutate into less dangerous strains. This would be, if it were true, the beginning of what could be a very positive development in our fight against the virus. Now, I understand it's not a time for celebration, but it's also not a time for panic, and it's certainly not a time for panic mandates, moves that are determined to push people even further down the line of health policy tyranny. De Blasio, we talked about this yesterday on the show, he is doubling down. He wants even more extreme mandates. He wants to make sure that kids will need a vaccine to go to a restaurant, but not for school. That seems kind of arbitrary, right? Like almost all the things that de Blasio is coming up with here as the mayor of New York City. And remember, he wants it for the whole country. He is actively calling out to other Democrat mayors and other blue states to do this kind of crazy all in, anything to stop the virus, even if it doesn't work, even if it tramples on civil liberties, whatever. Here he is explaining the policy on kids. You can hear it yourself.
Talk to me about the consistency, the intellectual consistency with requiring vaccinations for kids to go into restaurants, but you're not requiring it to go into schools.
Yes, I can tell you that for sure. Look, we all would love it when people go to our restaurants or our movie theaters, but those are obviously for fun, for enjoyment. A school is absolutely basic to a child and their development, their future. I don't want to hold against a child if their parent doesn't take the time to get them vaccinated or for some reason hesitates. I don't want that child to miss out on education.
Okay, so that's a judgment call, right? Now, keep in mind, he keeps saying this is about science, but this is all about judgment. This is all about what we should be willing to do, what kind of balance we should strike in society. And the Fauciites, people like de Blasio, the Democrat Party overall, are just lunatics on this issue. It doesn't even matter anymore that they've been wrong and wrong again, and now they're wrong once more. And it also doesn't seem to matter to them very much that they keep losing in the courts, which is a pretty big indicator there's a big problem here.